Alrighty, everybody, welcome back. Today is Wednesday, April 1st. Happy April Fools. Let's go over today's London session. And before we do get into that, everything you see on this channel is for educational and informational purposes only. Myself and the Blueprint do not provide any financial advice, investment advice, or trading recommendations of any kind. All trading involves significant risk. You could lose more than you invest. Always do your own research and consult a licensed financial professional before making any trading decisions or investment advice. Let's get straight into it. So today coming into the day, I was quite bearish. You might be asking, Dev, why were you coming into the day quite bearish when we had a weekly liquidity sweep and a 1 hour breaker structure? As you can see, this is our last breaker structure. You might be asking, why is this not one? Because it ends on a wick. And you can see this also ends on a wick. So the last actual area for me is over here. You can see this doesn't end on a wick. We close through with strong momentum and pressure. So you might be asking, Dev, why are we looking for shorts? So coming into Asia session, or coming into London, I can see that we had a very, very, very strong momentous push up. So from about 2 p.m. Sydney time all the way to about 5 p.m., we had multiple candles kind of just pushing us along. So I was telling us, all right, cool. There's great momentum and there's great pressure, but there's no retest of any area before this went long. We had 1 hourly gap in here. Let me zoom into this a little bit more. We had 1 hourly gap test in here, and then we slightly took off. But then since we took off with so much momentum and pressure, you would think that we're going to continue going up. I also thought the same, up until I scrolled to my lower time frames. So when I was on my lower time frames, I saw this during the last half hour of Asia session. So I was thinking, cool, if we're getting this movement in the last half hour, this is telling me that momentum and pressure is slowing down. This essentially means that since we've had such a momentous push up and we're coming into some sort of chop at the moment, we might start to see a little bit of downforce pressure. Is this currently counter trend? Yes. Doesn't make sense to counter trend trade this, given you have the correct circumstances to do so. Let me move myself up here. Given we have the correct circumstances to do so, yes, it is valid to counter trend trade. So why would I counter trend trade this, or what would I counter trend trade this into? So the only time I would look to counter trend trade this is if we have good momentum and pressure. So coming into the beginning of the session started right here. So as you can see, you've got your SSR here, or your session sweep, coming straight into it. So I had a forward test set up here, which happened to hit, which was great. But you might be asking, why would you forward test this instead of actually entering? So two things. One, coming into the session, we were very long. Just because we're chopping here does not mean we're necessarily going to short. Just because we have our higher time frame area of interest here, and we're also paired with a 4-hour order block, if I'm not wrong. Yes, 4-hour order block as well. So this kind of made it a golden zone for us, right? But just because we had these two things does not necessarily give us a full indication that, okay, cool, we're going to go short, because structure is still telling us we are still long. So what would I need to see in regard to this for me to be confident in this shorting? So this was necessarily not it, because as you can see, the pressure coming in, it was very slow. And then you can see we retraced quite deep into it. I was thinking what we could do, potentially sweep this high and then go again and then try again, see what we could do. But what did we see? I saw that there was a failed break. Oh, this was actually a successful break, very much just. Very, very much just, right? And then I entered off this 1 minute gap retest over here. I forward tested this area, came back, and then we eventually hit. So now, I didn't like entering on this, and I'm glad I did not, because this would have probably made me feel a little bit icky if I did enter it. Because one, we were quite bullish coming into the session, and two, there wasn't any proper downforce momentum showing us that we wanted to go short. Also, we had 2 failed breaks into the lower time frame. So I was like, all right, I might want to see something more momentous. So next trade, you can see the low got swept through with absolute force and momentum, which was absolutely what I wanted. Absolutely perfect. So I can see that, cool. Now I've got my higher time frame area of interest paired with my 4-hour order block plus lower time frame breaker structure with momentum, with pressure. Not just this choppy bullshit, but this actual momentous pressure taking us down. So I looked for simply just the first gap to get tested, and that was this 1 minute. But you might be asking, why have you protected, Dev? You saw your 1 minute gap, but you protected such a wide area. Yes, because as you can see, there was a 2 minute gap. There was a multi time frame shared gap here. Because you can see if it's such a large push down, we're going to have large gaps in between. I'm just going to slap this in replay really quick. To here. 15 minute, you can see there was a 15 minute gap, and there was even a 30 minute gap too. So my idea of it was, let me just protect all the gaps just in case, like, look, potentially we could come back all the way up into here and then we can get stopped out. I was thinking, look, I don't want to have a 100-point stop, so I'm going to have 75. I'll protect the fair value gaps. That's enough. We don't need all the liquidity, but we need some liquidity, which we can likely come back into. So as you can see, we came back, we tested a 5 minute after we got in. As you can see, we pushed down, we bounced off other areas of interest. Sorry, I don't know why this is here. This was an Asia session forward test as well, because I don't trade Asia. You can see we came back into liquidity. You see 15 minute. You can see we tapped a lot deeper into the 15 minute. 30 minute, we didn't actually get anything, but 15 and 5 minutes. So realistically, could I have just protected here? Yes. Would it have worked out? Yes. Did I want to be a little bit extra safe? Absolutely. So I'm happy to have protected, I think it was 75 points. If I wanted to be a little bit less conservative, I could have just done the top of the 15-minute gap. That would have worked out perfectly as well, but I decided to go a little bit conservative, so that's completely fine. And then came down, and then I literally bottom ticked this because now we are going along right off the bottom tick. So yeah. I called this out live to my group. If you want to be able to join, if you want to be able to join the group and watch us trade live, then click the link in our bio. That would definitely help grow the community. If you also want to learn, then I have some free material in the description. So have to check that out. Peep out my Instagram too. Cool. Come back to, I probably might not trade tomorrow just because this week has been very, very, very choppy. This was the cleanest setup that I've gotten in the last few days. So I was even iffy to kind of take this. The only reason I was very keen was because of this extreme downforce push, which gave me a lot more confidence. But then, as you can see, we even had a Trump candle come up right here as well. So I'm just like, I might as well just wait for Easter weekend to be done and then come back into the market with a little bit of cleaner conditions, because this is just, look, I'm okay to have taken this. This was quite A+ for me, but you know what I mean? But yeah, cool. I'll see you guys all tomorrow, whether we take a trade or not. And yeah, click the link in my bio if you want to trade with me live.